Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, July 6, 2023. Today we're going to recap yesterday's MLB, soccer, WNBA, and Summer League games. Look at everything going on today. We'll go over the early leaderboard for the John Deere Classic. We'll look at Wimbledon going into tomorrow as well. MLB mock draft, the second to last one, and my news and notes for today. We'll start with baseball, as we've been doing all summer long. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today's games. Okay. Astros over the Rockies 6-4. A's over the Tigers 12-3. Phils over the Rays 8-4. Marlins over the Cardinals 10-9. O's over the Yankees 6-3. Reds over the Nats 9-2. Braves over the Guardians 8-1. Red Sox over the Rangers 4-2. Twins over the Royals 5-0. Cubs over the Brewers 4-3. Padres over the Angels 5-3. Giants over the Mariners 2-0. Mets over the D-backs 2-1. Huge win for them. And the Dodgers over the Pirates 6-4 as they bounce back. Jays White Sox postponed makeup date is today. All right, 1 o'clock today. You have the Reds at the Nats. Brandon Williamson and Mackenzie Gore. Mackenzie Gore's kind of fallen off a little bit after a promising start to the season. I still would have him as a keeper. I need to do trade value soon for all the sports now that the off seasons our free agency's kind of wrapped up. Maybe next week if we have time, but I want to wait till after the Damian Lillard trade. But anyway, Nats minus 124, Reds plus 106, over under 9.5, overs minus 120, unders minus 102, Reds plus 1.5 is minus 188, Nats minus 1.5 is plus 155. Can't believe the Nats are favored here. It's because of the big name Padre prospect that was brought over for Juan Soto. But I still think Gore's going to be good. I'm surprised that they're favored. Give me the Reds plus 106. Ace Tigers. Hogan Harris and Michael Lorenzen. Tigers minus 174. Ace plus 146. Over under 9. Overs minus 104. Unders minus 118. Ace plus 1.5 is minus 137. Tigers minus 1.5 is plus 114. Tough one. I like full game over. 2 o'clock. Cubs Brewers. We got here Marcus Stroman and Freddie Peralta. The Brewers are slight favorites, minus 116. The Cubs are minus 102, over under 8. Overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Cubs minus 1.5 is plus 158. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 192. All right, for this one, we are going to take the Brewers at home as a slight favorite at minus 116. 5 o'clock, that's a weird start time. Doubleheader game 1, Blue Jays White Sox. Now that makes sense. Jose Barrios and Lance Lynn. Jays minus 124, White Sox plus 106, over under 9, minus 110 each way. Jays minus 1.5 is plus 122, White Sox plus 1.5 is minus 146. For this one, I'm going to do under 4 White Sox runs, minus 104, because of how good Jose Barrios has been. 6:30 Phillies Rays. For this one, it's Carlos Sanchez and Armstrong for the Rays. Sean Armstrong. Rays minus 134. The Phillies are plus 116, over under 9. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Phillies plus 1.5 is minus 176. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 146. For this one, I'm going to do, that's a hard one. But I'm going to do under 9 even money. Cards Marlins on Fox Sports 1. Jack Flaherty and Yuri Perez. Marlins minus 122. Cards plus 104. Over under 8. Minus 110 each way. Cards plus 1.5 is minus 196. Marlins minus 1.5 is plus 162. Jack Flaherty hasn't been good this year. Yuri Perez has been a diamond in the rough for the Marlins, like under 8. 7 o'clock, O's Yankees. O's going for the split. Kyle Bradish and Luis Severino. The O's are favored, minus 130. Yanks plus 110 over under 8.5, minus 110 each way. O's minus 1.5 is plus 126. Yanks plus 1.5 is minus 152. For this one, over 4.5 O's runs, minus 102. Has FanDuel watched Luis Severino pitch recently? He's been terrible. He's been the worst Yankees starter this season. So, give me over 4.5 Oriole runs, minus 102. It doesn't mean that the Orioles are going to win the game. But, I just like that play a lot. Next, Royals Guardians. Jordan Lyles and Tanner Bebe. Guardians minus 215. Royals plus 180. Over under 9. Overs minus 105. Unders minus 115. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 111. Guardians minus 1.5 is minus 108. I actually really like the Guardian run line, minus 1.5 and minus 108. I can't believe I'm saying that. Rangers Red Sox. We have Cutter Crawford and Nathan Eovaldi. So Nate Eovaldi back in Boston. Rangers minus 138. Red Sox plus 118. Over under 10. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 115. Red Sox plus 1.5 is minus 138. Oh, I like full game under a lot. I really do. Next, Mariners Astros. I don't see a line out for this one. I don't even know who the starting pitchers are slated to be. It's George Kirby and TBD. TBD is not a great sign if you're Houston. Houston's probably going to be favored, so this would be my upset pick. I like, I would take Seattle on the money line to win outright at Houston. Doubleheader game 2, Jays White Sox. Yusei Kikuchi and TBD for Chicago. That line's not posted yet either. I would assume Toronto is going to be favored. But if the total's anything less than 9, I'll consider the over. 9:30, you have the Mets and the Diamondbacks. Carlos Carrasco, Ryan Nelson. The Mets going for a sweep, amazingly enough. The D-backs are minus 134. The Mets are plus 116 over under 10, minus 110 each way. Mets plus 1.5 is minus 170. D-backs minus 1.5 is plus 140. I like the over. Don't feel good about it, though. And at 10 o'clock, you have the Pirates and the Dodgers. You have Julio Urias and Johan Oviedo. Dodgers minus 235. The Pirates are plus 188. Over, under 8.5. Overs minus 114. Unders minus 106. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 is minus 105. Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 114. I'm going with the Dodger run line. Minus 1.5 at minus 114. All right, now I'll move on to soccer. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to any notable soccer games for today. So, women's international friendly, Spain over Denmark 2-0, Switzerland, Morocco 0-0 draw. And then today we have at 3 o'clock Republic of Ireland and France. So France is minus 410. Ireland's plus 850. The draw is plus 470. For this one, we're going over 3.5 goals at plus 122. MLS result from yesterday, NYCFC and Charlotte, 1-1 draw. I'm going to check to see if there's anything else of relevancy. I want to see maybe under 19, under 21 Euros. Yes. All right, so Euro under 21, England over Israel 3-0, and Spain over Ukraine 5-1. And then the under 19 today, 12 o'clock, Portugal, Italy, and 3:15 you have Malta and Poland. So, nothing really else. We have a lot tomorrow, or a lot more in soccer, I should say, for tomorrow's show with the weekend and whatnot. So, stay tuned for that. All right, the WNBA results from yesterday, and I believe we have some games tonight as well. We have one. All right, yesterday, results. Liberty over to Mercury, 99-95, so that was a close call. Lynx over to Fever, 90-83. Commissioner's Cup Aces over to Wings, 89-82. And the Dream over to Sparks, 90-79. One game tonight, 7 o'clock on Prime Video of the Storm and the Sun from Mohegan Sun. Connecticut's favored by 10.5, totals 165.5. I'm going to go with the under. I think the Sun play good defense, and the spread I think is right on the money, but I think personally that this game is going to go under. All right, now move on to Summer League. We will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the two games today in Utah. All right, Sacramento Warriors over the Hornets, 98-83. Grizzlies over the Thunder, 94-86. Spurs over the Lakers, 109-99. Sixers over the Jazz, 104-94. And the Kings over the Heat, 95-83. 7 o'clock on ESPN2 tonight, you have the Thunder and the Sixers from Utah. The Thunder are favored by 3.5, totals 185.5. Oh my God, I'm laying it with the Thunder. This would have been up for best bet if I was in a state where you could legally bet right now, but I love the Thunder minus the 3.5. That's short. And 9 o'clock, you have the Grizzlies and the Jazz. The Grizzlies are favored by 4.5, totals 186.5. This is a good matchup for a Summer League standpoint. I am going to take the Jazz, though, getting the 4.5, and I'm going to take them plus 164 to win outright because the game's in Utah. I think that fan base is kind of going to show up like how Sacramento's has so far in the Sacramento one. And the Jazz, I think that point spread's high for the Grizz, so I'm going to take Utah plus 4.5 and then plus 164 at even money. All right, now move on to golf. We have the John Deere Classic underway. Your early leader right now at the score of 6 under is Seamus Power. Second with 5 under is Grayson Sieg. Tied for third with 3 under is B.U. Hostler, Harrison Endicott, Adam Schenk, who was my pick, and Chris Kirk. Tied for 7th with 2 under. Kremer Hickok, Grayson Higo, Taylor Moore, Jonas Blixt, Dylan McCarthy, Matt Kuchar, Keith Mitchell, Russell Knox, Zach Blair, Nate Lashley, Ryan Moore, Andrew Novak, Matthias Schmid, and Gordon Sargent. Tied for 21st at 1 under, Troy Merritt, Matt Neesmith, Anthony Van Rooyen, Pat Kazir, Adam Hadwin, Adam Svensson, Marcus Hubbard, Brendan Todd, Andrew Landry, Chester Vade, Jimmy Walker, Max McGravy, Austin Cook, Estelonzo Goya, Scott Harrington, Reed Martin, and Kaito Onishi. Tied at 38th at even. I'm going to do notables now. Patrick Rogers, Brian Stewart, Stephon Yeager. No, guys are moving on the fly, so let's redo that one. Callum Tarrant, Trey Mullinax, Brent Snecker, Chester V, Jason Hadley, Doc Redman, Kevin Roy, Scott Harrington, Henrik Norlander tied for 57th with 1 over with Patrick Rogers, CAU, Robert Brown, Lucas Griffin, Hank Lebioda, Nate Watney, Peter Malnati, Doug Gibb, Wesley Bryant, Ben Taylor, Michael Gligic. Tied for 71st with 2 over Ricky Barnes, Cam Percy, Matthias Schwab, Zach Johnson, Jason Duffner, 77th with 3 overs Carson Young, and 78th with 4 over Taylor Gainey. And then the rest of the afternoon slate will be teed off in several hours. All right, to the Wimbledon. We'll go over results from yesterday and look ahead to today and then tomorrow. All right, we'll start with the men's from yesterday. We have here 25 seed Nicholas Jarry over Marco Cecchinato in 4 sets. Yusuke Watanuki over Marc-André Hussler in 5 sets. Laszlo Dejaire over Maxime Cressy in 4 sets. 15 seed Alex Demeanor over Kemer Kopchins in 4 sets. 18 Jannik Sinner over Diego Schwartzman in 3 sets. Jason Kubler over Ugo Humbert in 5 sets. Roberto Cabrera Baena over Matteo Arnaldi in 4 sets. Adrian Manarino over Alexander Shevchenko in 3 sets. Chris Eubanks over Thiago Monteiro in 4 sets. Ilya Ivashka over Federico Coria in 4 sets. These are all first-round sets, by the way. Jiri Vesely over 22-seed Sebastian Korda in 4 sets. Second round, 2-seed Novak Djokovic over Jordan Thompson in 3 sets. First round, 16-seed Tommy Paul over Shintaro Maciejewski in 3 sets. First round, 3-seed Daniil Medvedev over Arthur Frary in 3 sets. First round, 21-seed Grigor Dimitrov over Sho Shibukaro in 3 sets. 10-seed Francis Tiafoe over Yibing Wu in 3 sets. That was first round 2. Jurgi Barry over Lloyd Harris in 4 sets. That's first round. Also first round, 18-seed Francisco Cerundolo over Nuno Borges in 4 sets. First round, Jiri Lecheka over Sebastian Offner in 3 sets. First round, Milos Raonic over Denis Novak in 4 sets. And Dominic Stryker over Alexei Popyrin in 5 sets. That was also first round. All right, tonight we have a couple first round results. That's how bad that this has gotten pushed back. We're going to do first round results from today so far, then get into the second round. So, first round, 19-seed Alexander Zverev over Gilles Brouwer in 3 sets. Botic Van de Zandschulp over Zizan Zhang in 5 sets. 31-seed Alejandro David Fokina over Arthur Fils in 3 sets. And then second round results completed. 26-seed Denis Shapovalov over Grigor Barry in 3 sets. 17-seed Andrei Rublev over Aslan Karasev in 4 sets. Quentin Halys over Alexander Vucic in 3 sets. 17-seed Hubert Hurkacz over Jan Chowinski in 3 sets. Maximilian Martyr over Michael Imo in 3 sets. 14-seed Lorenzo Musetti over Jaume Munar in 3 sets. 23-seed Alexander Bublik over J.J. Wolf in 3 sets. And Stan Wawrinka over 29-seed Tomas Martin Echeverry in 4 sets. Going on right now, second round, 9-seed Taylor Fritz and Mikaela Moore. Guido Pella and Harold Mayat. 18-seed Francisco Cerundolo and Jiri Lecheka. Marcelo Tomas Barrios Vera and David Goffin. Corentin Motet and Roman Safulin. Milos Raonic and 16th seed Tommy Paul. Daniel Galan and Oscar Ott. Liam Brody and 4th seed Casper Ruud. And then to come later on, Marcus Giron and Martin Fuskevitz. 10th seed Francis Tiafoe and Dominic Stricker. Ilya Ivashka and 21 seed Grigor Dimitrov. 3-2 seed Ben Shelton and Laszlo Dejer. 3 seed Daniil Medvedev and Adrian Manarino. And Andy Murray and 5 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas. We have some third rounds starting tomorrow. That's how bad the weather was. So second round for tomorrow, 31 seed Alejandro Davidovich Fokina and Botic van den Zandschulp. 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz and Alexandre Mueller. 12 seed Cam Norrie and Chris Eubanks. Roberto Cabrera-Baena and Holger Rune. Chris O'Connell and Jiri Vesely. 25 seed Nicholas Jarry and Jason Kubler. 19 seed Alexander Zverev and Yusuke Watanuki. And Matteo Berrettini and 15 seed Alex de Minaur. Alright, third round tomorrow. 8 seed Jannik Sinner and Quentin Halys. Stan Wawrinka and 2 seed Novak Djokovic. 14 seed Lorenzo Musetti and 17 seed Hubert Hurkacz. That's a good match. 23 seed Alexander Bublik and Maximilian Matterer. And that's it for third round that we know of for tomorrow. Now the women's. We'll go over yesterday's results and look ahead to everything going on today and tomorrow. Alright, so mostly first round results from yesterday, and I'll point out which ones are second round. Alexandra Sasnovich over Nuria Perez-Diaz in 2 sets. Victoria Golubic over Anna Carolina Svidlova in 2 sets. 19 Petra Kvitova over Jasmine Paolini in 3 sets. 2019 Arina Begu over Rebecca Marino in 3 sets. Anna Blinkova over Yanina Wickmeyer in 3 sets. 25 seed Madison Keys over Sonia Karatal in 2 sets. Mira Andreeva over Zio Wong in 3 sets. Paula Badosa over Alston Risk in 3 sets. Elias Cornet over Nao Hibino in 2 sets. Natalija Kostic over 18 seed Carolina Pliskova in 3 sets. 10 seed Barbora Krejcikova over Heather Watson in 2 sets. Tamara Kortpach over Carol Zao in 3 sets. 17 seed Jelena Ostapenko over Greet Minin in 2 sets. Varvara Gracheva over Camila Georgi in 2 sets. Second round, 1 seed Iga Swiatek over Sarah Sabrias Tormo in 2 sets. And the other second round from yesterday, Daria Kasatkina, your 11 seed over Jody Burrage in 2 sets. Back to first round, Marta Kostyuk upsets 8 seed Maria Sakkari in 3 sets. Elizabeth Cacciaretto over Camila Osorio in 2 sets. Annette Kontaveit over Lorenzia Stefani in 2 sets. Jacqueline Christian over Lucia Bronzetti in 2 sets. Lonnie Stevens over Rebecca Peterson in 2 sets. 20 seed Donna Vetchik over Shuai Zhang in 2 sets. 13 seed Patrice Haddad Maya over Yulia Putintseva in 3 sets. And Serena Saresta over Tajana Maria in 3 sets. Alright, so there's a mixture of results for today. So I'll just point out which is what round. Second round 3, 2 seed Marie Buskova over Annette Kontaveit in 2 sets. Second round Mira Andreeva upsets 10 seed Barbora Krejcikova in 2 sets and a walkover. Marketa Vondrousova upsets 12 seed Veronika Kudermetova in 2 sets. That was second round. First round, Bianca Andreescu over Anna Bondar in 3 sets. Second round, 19 seed Victoria Azarenka over Nadia Podoroska in 2 sets. First round, 26 seed Annalena Caliana over Jessica Buzas Manarino in 2 sets. First round, Julie Niemeyer upsets 16 seed Carolina Muchova in 3 sets. Second round, 30 seed Petra Martic over Diane Parry in 3 sets. Second round, Anna Bogdan over Alicia Parks in 2 sets. Second round, Dalma Goffley over Linda Noskova in 3 sets. That was actually first round. Second round, Lizia Sarenko over Katerina Siniakova in 2 sets. Second round, Elena Svilitina upsets 28 seed Elise Mertens in 3 sets. And second round, Sophia Kenin beats Xinyu Wang in 2 sets. Going on right now, second round, Danielle Collins and 14 Belinda Bencic. Solana Stevens and Donna Vedchik, your 20 seed. It's all second round going on right now, by the way. Elizabeta Cacharetto and Rebecca Masarova. Layla Fernandez and 5 seed Caroline Garcia. Victoria Tomova and Katie Bolter. 23 seed Magda Linette and Barbara Strykova. Sarana Saresta and 17 seed Jelena Ostapenko. 13 seed Beatrice Haddad Maya and Jacqueline Christian. And then coming up soon, Elias Cornett and 3 seed Alina Rybakina. 4 seed Jessica Bagula and Christina Buska. And 20 seed Anastasia Potapova and Kaja Juvan. All right, second round matches that we know for tomorrow. Marta Kostyuk and Paula Badosa. Natalija Kostic and Tamara Kortpach. Bianca Andreescu in 26 seed Annalena Caliana. Elena Svilitina and Sophia Kenin. That's third round. Alexandra Sasnovich and 9 seed Petra Kvitova. That's second round. 29 seed Irina Begu and Anna Linkova. Victoria Golubic and Madison Keys. 6 seed Ons Jabeur and Zuan Bay. Varvara Gracheva and 2 seed Arina Sablenka. Madison Brangle and 21 seed Katerina Alexandrova. And Julie Niemeyer and Dalma Golfi. That's second round. Third round that we're aware of tomorrow. 1 seed Iga Swiatek and 30 seed Petra Martic. 11 seed Daria Kosakina and 19 seed Victoria Azarenka. That's a good one. Lazia Sarenko and Anna Bogdan. We already brought up Kenin and Svilitina. And that's it that we know for the third round. All right, now we will move on to my latest MLB mock draft. We'll go 1 through 28 as we always do. This is my 5th mock draft, and tomorrow will be the 6th and final. All right, number 1, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dylan Cruz, outfielder, LSU. It would not be stunning to me if Cruz isn't the pick because they may pick his teammate Paul Skenes. Cruz bat is sensational and hits the ball hard and really has done a good job cleaning up swing and miss concerns he had in the past. 2, the Washington Nationals. Paul Skenes, right-handed pitcher, LSU. The second LSU prospect in a row goes here to the Nats, which would be a great selection for them. Skenes projects to be a top rotation guy with an elite fastball that seems impossible to hit. 3, the Detroit Tigers. Wyatt Langford, outfielder, Florida. The Tigers here take the talented outfielder in Langford, who could have been a top overall pick in a different year. Langford has the potential to be a 5-tool player with his ability to hit and the approach at the plate he has. 4, the Texas Rangers. Walker Jenkins, outfielder, South Brunswick High School in North Carolina. The first high school player comes off the board here with Jenkins landing with Texas. Jenkins was a faster runner in the past, but since he got more muscle, now he's just a solid runner and has good arm strength. 5, the Minnesota Twins. Max Clark, outfielder, Franklin High School in Indiana. The Twins have a history of taking highly touted high school outfielders here, and I have them going with another one. Clark is a double-plus runner, and his speed is big time in the outfield and on the bases, and is a line drive hitter. 6, the Oakland Athletics. Kyle Teal, catcher, Virginia. The first catcher off the board comes here with Teal going to the Athletics. Teal has the potential to hit for both average and power and has a chance to stick behind the plate. 7, the Cincinnati Reds. Rhett Lauer, right-handed pitcher, Wake Forest. The second pitcher goes off the board here with Lauer going to the Reds. Lauer has a really good delivery and has a good changeup, and which is his best pitch, and some project him as a mid-rotation guy. I think he'll be better than that. 8, the Kansas City Royals. Braden Taylor, third baseman, TCU. The Royals go with somebody whose stock has rose in the Men's College World Series in Taylor. He has good bat-the-ball skills and hits to all fields and plays good defense at the hot corner. 9, the Colorado Rockies. Chase Dollander, right-handed pitcher, Tennessee. The third pitcher goes off the board here, Dollander going to the Rockies. Dollander has the potential to be a frontline starter, but his pitch location has been off since his control and command being good. 10, the Miami Marlins. Jacob Wilson, shortstop, Grand Canyon. The Marlins have some options here, but Wilson could be too good to pass up. Wilson can end up one of the better pure hitters of the draft class, and he barely strikes out. 11, the Los Angeles Angels. Blake Mitchell, catcher. Sinton High School in Texas. The Red Sox take the second catcher off the board here with Mitchell, or I should say the Angels. He's a solid athlete and is agile as a defender and can block and receive well with double-plus arm strength. 12, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Colin Houck, shortstop, Parkview High School in Georgia. The D-backs are in an interesting spot as they have a loaded farm system and have a chance to go for it, so best available should be the option. Houck has raw power, but swings and misses at times and is above-average defender that can move to third base down the road. 13, the Chicago Cubs. Arjun Namala, shortstop, Strawberry Crest High School in Florida. The Cubs can go in any direction they'd like, and here I've been taking the shortstop in Namala. He has the arm and range to stick at the position, has raw power to drive all over the field. 14, the Boston Red Sox. Enrique Bradfield Jr., outfielder, Vanderbilt. The Red Sox can use some college outfielders in their system, and here I've been taking the talented outfielder in Bradfield Jr. He has blazing fast speed and projects to be a contact hitter with not a ton of power. 15, the Chicago White Sox. Jacob Gonzalez, shortstop, Ole Miss. The White Sox are one of the teams that feels likely to take a shortstop here. Gonzalez is a fast-rising prospect that has bat-the-ball skills but below-average speed, which may concern teams from a positional standpoint. 16, the San Francisco Giants. Walker Martin, shortstop, Eaton High School in Colorado. The Giants go off the board here a little and take the shortstop in Martin. He has a good swing with some power and has done it against elite competition, but he may have to move to third base. 17, the Baltimore Orioles. Chase Davis, outfielder, Arizona. The O's have a great farm system, and they take a fast-rising player in Davis. He would fit the AL East with his raw power in those ballparks and drives the ball to all fields and has great speed. 18, the Milwaukee Brewers. Tommy Troy, middle infielder, Stanford. The Brewers have a solid track record of drafting college players. Troy is somebody that has a fast-rising prospect, has good bat-the-ball skills, and rarely strikes out or chases out of the zone. 19, the Tampa Bay Rays. Thomas White, left-handed pitcher, Phillips Academy in Massachusetts. The Rays add to their loaded farm system and take a high school pitcher in White. He's the top lefty in this class with his good delivery and elite fastball, but there are concerns with his command. 20, the Toronto Blue Jays. Hystron Waldrop, right-handed pitcher, Florida. The Jays are a team that has some prospect recouping to do. Waldrop has a legit 3-pitch power mix with all 3 pitches with a chance to be good, but his command and control is inconsistent. 21, the St. Louis Cardinals. Matt Shaw, shortstop, Maryland. The Cardinals can go in any direction with their pick. Shaw can play anywhere in the infield defensively with the thought of him ending up at second, but it would be the bat that would get him drafted in the first round. 22, the Seattle Mariners. Nolan Shanuel, first baseman, outfielder, FAU. The Mariners go with an intriguing, versatile prospect here in Shanuel. He has an above-average approach at the plate with walking a lot and not striking out often with being a good hitter. 23, the Cleveland Guardians. Colt Emerson, shortstop, third baseman, Glenn High School in Ohio. The Guardians have a solid farm system and they have a history of taking high school position players. Emerson plays both left field positions and both well and has advanced as a hard contact hitter for a high school hitter. 24, the Atlanta Braves. Yohandy Morales, third baseman, Miami. The Braves need some farm system reinforcements, and here I have them taking a fast-rising college bat in Morales. He is an aggressive hitter that drives the ball to all fields, and he has a strong arm at the hot corner. 25, the San Diego Padres. Bryce Eldridge, first baseman, right-handed pitcher, Madison High School in Vienna, Virginia. The Padres farm system needs some reinforcements, and here I have them taking the two-way standout in Eldridge. On the mound, he has 3 above-average pitches and decent velocity. And at the plate, he has serious raw power. 26, the New York Yankees. Sammy Stafora, shortstop, Panis High School in New York. The Yankees here take yet another local high school shortstop in Stafora. He drives the ball to all directions, is a plus runner that can stick it short long term. And 27, the Philadelphia Phillies, Noble Meyer, right-handed pitcher, Jason High School in Oregon. The Phillies do not have a strong farm system, and here I have them taking the talented high school arm in Meyer. His velocity is trending upward overall with good arm speed and has a good feel for the strike zone. And 28, the Houston Astros, Dylan Head, outfielder, Homewood Flossmoor High School in Illinois. The Astros here take an intriguing high school bat and head. He has gap-to-gap approach at the plate, but gets pull happy at times and has electric speed. So there you have it for my latest mock draft. The final one of these will be tomorrow. Last but not least, I'll do my news and notes for the day. Not a lot to really talk about. So it looks like the all right, so we'll get to that last that I almost said. But the Dallas Mavericks had a big day yesterday as they signed Matthias Thybulle to an offer sheet, 3 years, $33 million, and Portland matched it, so he'll be remaining with the Blazers. So, that is good that Portland matched it. Good try for Dallas, daring Portland to match it. But the Mavericks also acquire Grant Williams in a sign and trade, 4 years, $54 million, with the Boston Celtics. A third team was in the trade. The Spurs were in the deal as well. The Celtics will get back 3 second-round picks for Grant. I don't know if that's what the Celtics were looking for, obviously. And the Mavs get a good piece with Grant Williams. The Spurs get Reggie Bullock and an unprotected Dallas swap pick in 2030. I think the Spurs made out very well in this deal, getting that pick swap. Which Luka might not be on the Mavericks in 2030. He just may not be. You never know with these kinds of things. And Reggie Bullock's a really good 3-and-D player. And it was good for the Mavericks last couple of years. And was decent for the Knicks in the 2020-2021 season. So that's a nice little get there for the San Antonio Spurs. And so the Mavs are better with the Williams move. And they have Williams, they have obviously Luka and Kyrie in the backcourt. And then they bring back Dwight Powell. They have Tim Hardaway Jr. They have some options now with their starting lineup and their bench. But that was a good sign and trade for the Mavs, although they did have to give up a good, valuable piece in Reggie Bullock. But yeah, the Celtics, I don't think did great in the deal. 3 second-rounders is 3 lottery tickets, pretty much. It's 1 extra lottery ticket than the Knicks got for Obi Toppin. That's how you got to look at it if you're Boston. So that was a interesting sign and trade. The Clippers are unwilling to include Terrence Mann and picks for James Harden, but Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, and Robert Covington are available. That's according to ESPN's Zach Lowe. The Celtics are still interested in Damian Lillard as they has the ability to get the deal done, but isn't a city Lillard would necessarily welcome a trade to. So Lillard just doesn't want to go to Boston. I think he's Miami or bust, honestly. This reminds me of Carmelo Anthony only wanting to go to the Knicks. It was Knicks or bust for him. The Toronto Raptors are eyeing Ayo DeSamu as they're looking for guard depth after Fred VanVleet's departure. Tyler Herro's trade value, yes, the team said they would give up a good first-round pick to the Blazers for Herro in the 3-team trade for Dame. So, we'll see what team that is. Is it Brooklyn? Dame's agent warned teams as Aaron Goodwin told teams, aside from the Heat, they'd get an unhappy player if they traded for Lillard. Wow. He's trying so hard to get to the Miami Heat. That's according to Woj. But Dame did have interest in the Warriors before they traded for Chris Paul. That would have been a weird fit. I wouldn't have liked that fit at all. Just like I really don't like the Chris Paul fit on Golden State. Like, they have a point guard. His name is Stephen Curry. But I like Chris Paul with Golden State more than I would have liked Lillard there. We talked about the Blazers matching Thybulle's offer already. LeBron and Rajon Rondo are linking up to coach the Strive for Greatness AAU team that includes LeBron's son on it. We saw in the Summer League game yesterday that the league's new flopping penalty being in full effect. The NBA in-season tournament details. December 7th and 9th in Las Vegas. Stouts will count for the regular season. And there's more information coming on Saturday in a show that they're having on ESPN on Saturday night. Victor Wembanyama's Summer League debut is already a sellout at the Thomas and Mack Center on Friday night, so that's not surprising. Kevin Durant's burner Threads account as Durant dares his fans to find him on the new app Threads, which is owned by Instagram, and Meta, which owns Facebook too. And it's I think it's going to be the new Twitter. I really do. All right, so baseball news. Yankees reliever Jimmy Cordero is suspended for the rest of the season for violating the league's domestic violence policy. This is awful, obviously. This isn't the biggest blow in the world for the Yankees because they have a lot of good relievers. I didn't like Cordero personally as a reliever in their bullpen. He had an ERA over 3. He had some nice moments, but he blew up against the Cardinals. Probably cost them that game, or at least a chance to come back in that game against St. Louis on Sunday. And he gets yanked for this. It's a loss for the team from a depth standpoint, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. Now that just puts pressure on Cashman to get a reliever at the trade deadline. But yeah, Jimmy Cordero, obviously my rule is as long as you serve your suspension, you forgive, forget, move on. Domingo Germán's a really good example of that. And now he's a big part of this Yankees team and threw a perfect game. But yeah, terrible situation. Obviously, he's going to serve the suspension. And the Yankees obviously had a good statement. And I agree with everything the Yankees said in their statement, full disclosure. And now we won't see him for the rest of the year. And we probably won't see him into next season as well. So let's see how the Yankees replace Cordero in the bullpen, but that's just awful. The home run derby odds are out, and Pete Alonso is the favorite at plus 250. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is 3-1. But yeah, there's a lot of fun candidates in that this year. I think J-Rod's in it. Luis Roberts in it. I think Ohtani's sitting out as he should. So it's seeds 1 through 8. Luis Robert, Pete Alonso, Mookie Betts, Adolis Garcia, Randy Arozarena, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Julio Rodriguez, and Adley Rutschman. And it's in Seattle this year, so it's harder. The home run derby is harder this year because it's in a big ballpark. But that's a really good 8 sum. I think all these guys are all-stars too, which is good. And I like Adolis Garcia being in it. I think that's a lot of fun, having a breakout year on the Rangers. So should be a fun home run derby on Monday night. I'll give out my pick for that on Monday's podcast. Hockey. Patrick Hornquist is retiring. 543 points, 264 goals, 901 games. Very good role player, Patrick Hornquist. If I'm not mistaken, he was on the Penguins. Back-to-back cup teams in 16 and 17. He was. And he was on the Preds before that. And then after the Pens, he was on the Panthers. And then he was on the Panthers this past year. So he was technically on that Stanley Cup final team. In Florida, but his season ended on December 3rd with a concussion. So, good career for Patrick Hornquist. Really, really sad to see him retire. And he is 36 years old. Adam Fantilli, the number 3 overall pick, was showing off skills at the Blue Jackets development camp. So Connor Bedard was on Drake's Instagram story, so that's funny. NHL players filing for arbitration. Jeremy Swayman and Philip Gustafson among NHL players who begin salary negotiations. There's others as well. Free agent forward Vladimir Tarasenko switches agents as his free agent process resets following a change in representation. It doesn't look like he's going to go back to the Rangers. Those 2 trades for Tarasenko and Kane are going to go down as 2 of the worst trades that the Rangers have made this century, arguably. Like, you go and get those guys to win a Stanley Cup and you lose in 7 games to the Devils, and you laid eggs in 2 of the last 3 games of the series. So, and those 2 guys are a part of it, and neither of those guys produced up to their capability. And neither of those guys have been signed yet either, amazingly enough. I think Kane, it's because of his surgery. I think he'll end up in Buffalo. And Tarasenko is a little bit of a wild card. I thought he was going to end up back on the Rangers somehow, but that hasn't happened. It looks like the Rangers are really, really relying on Alexei Lafreniere or Capo Caco to take that next step, which they should, because those were highly touted draft picks. And if the Rangers traded one of those guys for unknowns, it'd be worse than the Knicks Obi Toppin thing. Much worse. Because those two guys were supposed to be franchise-altering players, and they've been the opposite. They've been busts. But they, to be fair, it takes a while in hockey for guys to develop. And they're not as bad as the guy on the Oilers that was a big bust, Nail Yakupov. They're not as bad as those guys, but they're going to be looked upon as busts if they don't make monster leaps next season. Darius Slayton sees himself as the New York Giants' #1 receiver. He says he believes in his ability. Yikes. He's more like a #4 receiver. All he was doing last year was dropping balls, and part of the reason why the Giants' receiving group was not very good. He's talented, but I just don't think he's a #1 receiver at all. He's more like a #3 at best. Soccer, the Galaxy and LAFC played at the Rose Bowl on the 4th of July. A new league record with over 82,000 fans. That's awesome. All right, so Milan bids $24 million for Pulisic as Rossoneri comes back with a second offer for him. So we'll see what happens with Pulisic. And Real Madrid signs Arda Güler as Los Blancos brings in Güler from Fenerbahce for an initial $22 million transfer fee. Alrighty, so that's that. And that's it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow for the Big Friday show with baseball, WNBA, Summer League, soccer, golf, Wimbledon, NASCAR, my last MLB mock draft of the year, and news and notes. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.